Hello and welcome to today's video. So this time we're going to be taking a whistle-stop tour through Simpsons Comics 101 up to Simpsons Comics 200. I've already shown the first 100 issues of these on the channel last month, and this is just a continuation of it. So issue 101, So Far So Good, came out in December 2004. And the last issue that we're looking at today, number 200, was published in March 2013. And I'm pretty sure I've got all of these. Maybe I'm missing the odd one. But on the whole, I think I've got a pretty comprehensive run of these. The very toughest issues to get are the last few, which are making quite a bit of money. And I'm guessing that's because the print runs had diminished by that time. So I thought it might be fun just to learn a little bit about the Bongo comics whilst we're going through these. So Bongo Comics Group was a comic book company that was founded in 1993 by Matt Groening, along with Steve and Cindy Vance and Bill Morrison. And it published comics related to, obviously, The Simpsons and Futurama, as well as the SpongeBob SquarePants comic, along with some original material. And it was named after Bongo, which is a rabbit character in Groening's comic strip Life in Hell. Not sure if you've ever come across that. I think they do make the occasional cameo in the Simpsons cartoon series. And it's basically in Groening's typical style there, but with like rabbits and that. That one there came with a little poster, which is worth looking out for if you are picking these up. And it's interesting because this is basically the last two bits of my Simpsons collection before I start selling it. I have actually got some stuff pretty much ready to go now, and I've decided, I always said that I was going to start selling my Simpsons collection towards the end of the year, and the first thing to go, since I've got them out and ready, will probably be the comics, because they're very simple to list and I can get a lot of stuff up at once. But if, looking back over my previous videos, you've seen stuff that you particularly want, I'm pretty much ready to start going for it. The stuff is all out, it's ready. So if you want to avoid the crowds and avoid the bidding wars, as long as the offer is pretty much market rate, then I'll be more than happy to sell it direct pretty much from now. Some of the other Bongo titles, of course, and I've pretty much got them all, although I'm missing odd issues here or there, and I'm talking like perhaps across all the Simpsons series of comics, I'm maybe missing only about 10 in total, so not a lot. But obviously there's lots more still to come, so in the next video I'll show you the very tail end Simpsons comics, as well as I think Simpsons Illustrated, which was one of their short-lived titles. But then there's Simpsons Comics and Stories. I've already shown the Futurama comics before. There's Krusty, Lisa, the Bart Simpson comics, of which I think there's about 100, Itchy and Scratchy, Treehouse of Horror, Radioactive Man. I mean, there's just so many, isn't there? Lisa comics. So stacks and stacks to go through, and I'll cover them all here so you know what I've got. And obviously look out for these online. I shall just start popping these onto eBay if I don't start getting offers coming in. So you know, you've got my email address. You can contact me through Facebook. I've got a page on Facebook, and you can just email me if you do want any of these straight off the bat. It was quite interesting that the original Bongo Comics logo came out in 1993, and after Groening, basically, he perceived that there was a lack of funny books in the comic book industry at the time. So he would say, I go into comic book stores and I look at all the stuff, and for the most part it looks like fairly grim science fiction and superhero stuff. I guess I just thought there was room out there for funny comic books. So the company then launched 4 titles, so the bi-monthly Simpsons comics, and then Radioactive Man, and the 3 times annually Itchy and Scratchy comics and Bartman. Groening hoped that the new company would revitalise the industry, and held discussions to publish crossovers with characters from other publishers. The comics used original storylines rather than simply adapting episodes of the television series. However, in 2011, editor Bill Morrison explained that the stories fit in with the continuity of the shows. Futurama Comics was launched after the cartoon series in 2000, and in 2012 Bongo Comics changed their logo and a new creative director was unveiled, with Nathan Kane promoted internally to replace the departing Bill Morrison. And finally, it was announced at the San Diego Comic-Con in July 2018 that Bongo would be shutting down in October, and Simpsons Comics number 245 was the final issue released by Bongo. And what a sad old day that was, but it's funny, over here in the UK, distribution of some of the tail end issues did seem decidedly patchy, and I certainly struggled to get them all, even through being an official retailer, so at the time. So I've had to get some myself, either imported or from specialist dealers. I think by far the easiest way to collect Simpsons comics is buying them in job lots. But finding job lots that are really well looked after and have been part of a collection is, I think, quite difficult. Premium prices are really being paid now for comics which are in top condition, such as mine. So, I'm not going to give these away. I'm just going to pop a price up and see what they make. So just a quick pause there to thank my loyal Patreon and YouTube channel members, helping support the channel every single month. Thank you very, very much, guys. So now we're carrying on with Simpsons Comics 151. And these really are so ingenious, these comics. They're very, very clever. I've read lots of them over the years, and I've also thought that would make a good episode. I wonder if any of the storylines in the comics made their way into the show itself, or vice versa. One thing I did notice when I was looking at completed sales of on eBay of Simpsons comics. So, as I said earlier, the very tail end issues are proven to be quite expensive, but there is a phenomenon in comics, and it's gone over to action figures, and it's something that started with coins and stamps and baseball cards and trading cards, but it's the process of slabbing, or getting a comic put between two basically slabs of plastic, and then a company, and the most famous one being CGC, the Comics Grading Authority, they would put their official grade on it, and it would be out of 10, and comics in the high grades tended to go for very big money. So that final issue we were talking about is, it's a couple of $100 plus now, and even more if it's graded, along with some of the other earlier ones. But I think if you've got a nice run of these, ungraded or not, you are sitting on some good stuff there, because these are very much not available. Over here in the UK, we had our own editions of the Simpsons comics, and they're much more magazine size. They're much bigger than these American format comics. And they usually had a free gift sellotape to the front, like balloons or some other cheap plastic toy, which is fine, but it does make finding nice copies of the British ones particularly difficult to find. I've got a fairly decent run of them, and the same for the British Futurama comics. I think I've even got some French and Spanish Simpsons comics. Which I picked up while I was in Europe, and they're pretty cool. don't know exactly how many Simpsons comics there are in total, but my best guess is I reckon about 800-900. And as I said, I'm only missing about 10. And my collection is spread out over three and a half standard comic boxes. A lot of them are not bagged and boarded. I've just never got around. I've bought them brand new. The ones that you see during my collections, which are still bagged and boarded, it's probably because I've had to buy them from a dealer because I just couldn't get them at the time. And so it cannot be understated just how difficult some of these are to find. Now this is a bit of a change of direction, number 187. This is under the new editorship, so the logo's changed slightly. Also, I found that the actual sort of paper itself was changed. They just felt a bit different in the hand. But it's nothing to take away from them. They're brilliant fun, and I think they were great right up to the very end. And absolutely essential if you collect Simpsons merchandise and memorabilia. You have to have a run of the Simpsons comics. So in the next video we'll do from Simpsons 201 up to 245, and we'll have a look at the Simpsons illustrated comic as well. So there you go. I hope you have enjoyed looking through these 200, up to issue 200 rather, Simpsons comics. Another 100 for you to look at today. They certainly are fantastic, and I absolutely love them myself. Look out for the next video looking at these in about a month's time. Thanks very much for watching today. Do hit that subscribe button if you've not already, and I shall look forward to seeing you again with some more Simpsons very, very soon. Bye.